Hi guys, welcome back to my vegan Provence. Today we are marrying two Provençal treasures, the black figs and rosemary, scented with the garrigue. And for the bold, a bath of red wine, because life is too short for ordinary cookies. Today I propose you red wine dry figs, rosemary, dark chocolate and candied lemon cookies. If you love flavors that surprise you, click subscribe. Let's reimagine the cookie together. For this cookie, we're going to use a gluten-free flour. You can find my own recipe at the link there. We're also going to use vegan butter. There's also my own recipe you can find there. The star of this cookie is the dry fig. They will provide a rich fruity sweetness to the cookie. With the rehydration of the red wine, they will become slightly jammy. We're going to add dark chocolate and also cocoa powder that's going to bring this slight bitterness to the cookie and balance out all the sweetness. We're going to add candied lemon that's going to bring some acidity and brightness to the cookie. The red wine, preferably a Côte de Provence. But if you can't find Côte de Provence, choose a sweeter red wine. The red wine is going to bring dark berries and spice flavors and will add depth and complexity to the figs. It will enhance umami and balance sweetness. The rosemary that we're going to grill has piney, resinous and slightly smoky flavors. It will contribute to a wild and savory contrast, complementing the fig sweetness. We're also going to need caster sugar. We also need egg replacer, and you can also find the recipe at the link there. We need water for the egg replacer. We need some baking powder, salt. Salt is going to enhance all the sweet flavors. The molasses and the vanilla extract will enhance the caramelization of the dough, and they will also deepen the caramel notes in the cookie. The first thing that we're going to do is to rehydrate the figs with the red wine. If you can do it the night before, it's even better. You need to soak them for at least 2 hours. So pour the wine until it covers all the figs. I've let the figs soak in the wine overnight. They have been rehydrated with the wine, they have inflated, and now they are filled with the wine flavors. The aromas at that point are very, very strong. It smells honey, it smells vanilla, it smells sweet. What we need to do now is to cut them in smaller chunks. This is the size of my figs, so they're quite small. So I'm going to cut them into 4 pieces each. Like that. You don't want too small pieces because when you bite, you want to have a mouthful feel of the figs. And I put them in a strainer to get rid of eventual excess liquid. Then we're going to peel the leaves from the rosemary. So remove all the stems, only keep the leaves. Put a pan on the stove on medium heat. Add the rosemary leaves. Let them roast a few minutes until they release their aroma. Stop the heat and transfer them into a plate for them to cool down. They are toasted and have dried out, so they are crispy in texture. Then chop them finely. To prepare the egg replacer, you just put the egg replacer powder in the water. You add the vanilla extract and you stir until well combined. To make this cookie, I recommend you to use a stand mixer. You need the paddle attachment. I have 2 kinds. I really love that one. That one is made out of rubber and it scrapes the bowl constantly, so you don't have to stop the stand mixer to scrape the bowl halfway. If you don't have that one and you have that one, that's perfectly fine. So first we are going to cream the butter just to break it down and to make it smooth. The butter is at room temperature. I'm going to smooth it at medium speed. Now the butter is smooth, so we're going to add the sugar. So we're going to mix the butter and sugar together until light and fluffy. Now that the vegan butter and the sugar are light and fluffy, we're going to add the egg replacer. And we're also going to add the salt. And we're going to mix until the liquids are well incorporated. Now we're going to add the molasses. Molasses is very sticky. There is one trick, is to add a tiny bit of oil, a neutral oil preferably. I coat the inside of my spoon with oil, and then I'm going to scoop the molasses. And it came out from the spoon easily. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of rosemary. Basically, that's all the 2 branches that I have roasted. Then we're going to add the cocoa powder into the flour and the baking powder. And we're going to give a thorough mix to incorporate the cocoa to the flour and the baking powder. That's going to ease the incorporation of the flour into the butter, overbeating the dough. And we're going to mix until the flour is well incorporated to the butter mix. And we're going to mix it at low speed. There are still some residual pieces of butter and sugar on the edge, so we're going to scrape just to make sure that all the dough is homogeneous. And now we're going to mix at low speed until everything is well combined. Now we're going to add the mix-ins. We're going to start by the figs. I've kept around 15 pieces of dry figs that I've dunked into the red wine that I'm going to use to decorate the cookie when you'll be finished. It's always nice to have what you have inside the cookie on the surface. The reason why I dunk them into the wine is to prevent them from burning when the cookie will bake. And we're going to keep also some of the candied lemons to decorate the surface of the cookie at the end. The candied lemons. And we're going to give a quick mix. And then finally, the dark chocolate chips. We're going to keep some of the chocolate chips to decorate at the end. And we give the last mix until the chocolate chips are incorporated at low speed. So not too long because you are going to break the chocolate chips too much. To form the cookies, you can use, of course, an ice scoop. I prefer to use a tablespoon because I like to weight my cookies when I make them. And I'm going to weight each of them to 90 grams. $88, 90. Then I form a bowl that I slightly flatten and I display in a tray. And I'm going to continue doing this until all the dough is used. So I've managed to make 16 cookies and a half. And now we're going to add some of the mix-ins on top of the cookies. So I can break the chocolate into chunks, put them entirely. Then I'm going to do the same with the candied lemon. So I press them on the surface for them to stick. And now the figs. So we're going to squeeze them to get rid of the wine and place them on the surface with the inside, like the seed side up, because that's pretty. You need to line your baking tray with a non-stick pad or parchment paper. This one I like it because I can reuse it over and over again. And we're going to display the cookies, leaving some space between each other. you need to set up your oven to 180 degrees Celsius on fan mode. Fan mode will ensure that the heat is dispersed equally inside the oven. And the oven is hot, so let's bake them. If you want your cookies to have this crackle effect and flatten, you have to tap them on the table like this. And if you want to make them very round, you can use this tool and then you can circle around and they will get their shape back. Optionally, you can sprinkle the cookies with salt flakes. Now you have to let the cookies cool down. I like to let them cool down for at least 30 minutes or at least when they reach room temperature. Then you can eat them. Let's try these cookies. Oh, wow. This cookie is so complex. First, you get the sweetness and slight bitterness of the chocolate. It's very smooth. I bite in a piece of candied lemon that brings brightness to the cookie. The fig is ultra chewy. It has this tannin and red fruit flavors brought by the red wine. By the way, it doesn't taste boozy at all. I love the contrast between the sweetness and the savory brought by the salt. And it makes all the chocolate flavor more intense. If you love chocolate, you will adore this cookie. The gluten-free flour is undetectable. It makes the cookie chewier. You have to try this recipe. You will be amazed. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. You can also click the notification bell to be notified when I publish new content. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.